Going on a cruise with family or friends, everyone hopes to enjoy fun, bonding moments together, maybe a few rounds of cards, a dice game, or just some little pastimes to kill time at sea. But did you know that even one seemingly harmless game could turn your dream vacation into a nightmare? Many passengers have found themselves in awkward, even serious trouble with ship rules, simply because they didn't fully understand the regulations around games and gambling. That means, even if you never set foot inside the casino, you could still accidentally break the rules. And the price you pay might not just be money, but the very vacation you've been looking forward to for so long. Recently, Carnival Cruise Line publicly emphasized a rule about gambling-related games outside of the onboard casino, a rule that many passengers have unknowingly broken. The cruise line issued a clear warning to its valued guests that this policy is now being enforced more strictly. Carnival Cruise Line's brand ambassador, John Heald, recently stepped in to clarify an important rule after receiving a complaint from a frustrated passenger whose dice game left center right was shut down during a sailing. The passenger, who remained anonymous, wrote to Heald saying, "Yesterday, my cruise pals and I were playing cards and left center right. We were told by a very rude Carnival worker that we had to stop. I've made lifelong friends through playing this game. Each round was only $20 max on the table, $4 each. That's hardly going to break Carnival's bank or anyone else's. Some of Carnival's rules are getting out of hand." The message quickly caught attention when Heald shared it on his well-known Facebook page, where he regularly responds to cruise-related questions, comments, and complaints. Heald clarified that the game was not stopped because of the activity itself, but because passengers were using cash stakes. Cruise lines are legally required to follow strict gambling regulations, and any form of wagering outside the official casino area is strictly prohibited. To clarify, we do not allow gambling outside of the casino in any way, shape, or form, Heald explained. He also gently addressed the passenger's complaint about the crew member's behavior. According to Heald, while the enforcement may have felt abrupt, it was almost certainly handled professionally. And while I again may be wrong, I am sure this crew member who saw you playing cards for money and asked you to stop did so politely. Sometimes, when people tell us not to do something, we think they are being rude, when perhaps, most of the time, they are not. So, what does this mean for cruise passengers who enjoy games on board? The good news is that games like left center right and card games are still welcome, as long as they're played for fun and not for cash. He'll even encourage players to get creative with non-monetary stakes. Now you can play for fun or Cleveland, Ohio souvenir door magnets, but not money, he joked. Many cruise fans in the comments section quickly chimed in with their own inventive alternatives. Some suggested using candy as stakes. You do not need to use money to play LCR. I play with kids in our family, and we use M&Ms. Much more fun, wrote a passenger. Others highlighted the growing trend of using collectible cruise ducks, a fan-favorite item among cruise communities. We actually used rubber ducks instead of cash. We had a great time playing and loved seeing the winner's face light up when they got to take home their haul of ducks, another guest shared. The bottom line, Carnival Cruise Line isn't trying to stop passengers from having fun. Instead, the rule is about protecting both the cruise line and the guests by ensuring no illegal or unregulated gambling takes place outside of the casino. So, if you're planning to bring dice or cards on your next Carnival cruise, feel free to enjoy, but leave the cash out of it. Swap the dollars for candy, magnets, or even ducks, and you might just find that the games are even more entertaining. There are plenty of fun and friendly ways to enjoy card and dice games outside the cruise ship casino, but if you and your friends or family want to take the excitement up a notch, the onboard casino itself is worth exploring. Casinos at sea bring a whole new level of energy, offering both entertainment and a chance, however small, to win big. Most major cruise lines feature casinos on their larger ships, including Carnival Cruise Line, Royal Caribbean, MSC Cruises, Holland America, Norwegian Cruise Line, with the exception of Pride of America, Celebrity Cruises, Princess Cruises, and Virgin Voyages. Inside, you'll find a wide selection of games, slot machines, blackjack, roulette, craps, and specialty card games like Caribbean Stud Poker or three-card poker. Popular regional favorites such as Texas Hold'em or Pai Gow are also available on some sailings. The rules and payout rates of these games usually mirror those found in land-based casinos, which means you have a real chance of winning. In fact, many passengers share stories online of hitting jackpots from slot machines, sometimes reaching 4 or even 5 figures. Still, as with traditional casinos, the odds are in favor of the house, and it's far easier to lose money than to walk away a big winner. The best game to play on a cruise is the one that entertains you the most. After all, gambling should primarily be about fun. Games that combine both skill and luck, like blackjack, give players better odds, with the house advantage at around 1%, while slot machines carry a much higher edge, often around 25%. For this reason, cruise lines tend to prioritize slot players, offering more machines and better loyalty perks to encourage frequent play. Speaking of perks, slot machines are often the fastest way to earn loyalty rewards, such as discounted or even free cruises. Just like land-based casinos, cruise lines that offer onboard gambling have their own loyalty programs or all-player clubs. The more you play, the more points you earn, based on both time spent playing and the amount of money wagered, including wins and losses. Think of it like an airline loyalty program. Points usually reset every year, and as you reach higher tiers, you unlock better perks. One of the most popular perks is free or discounted cruises, and surprisingly, you don't always need a huge number of points to qualify. Even at lower tiers, some players can score a free cabin. Many cruise casinos also let you match your status from land-based casinos or even other cruise lines. For example, even though I hadn't cruised with Carnival in years and never played in their casinos, I signed up for their Fun Match program. By uploading a competing cruise offer and my MGM Players card, Carnival gave me access to casino deals, including free and discounted cruises, without much play. Some cruise lines also offer instant rewards based on your spending during a single trip, regardless of your tier level. This works a bit like airlines giving bonus flights to their top spenders, even if they don't have elite status. In practice, most mainstream cruise lines use casino comps to help fill empty cabins on sailings where they expect extra availability. These offers might seem random, but they're really a marketing tool to attract new or returning casino players. Sometimes even new players with only a small amount of play get surprise offers. In general, you don't always need thousands of points or heavy play to score a free cruise. With the right timing, match status, or just a little luck, you can enjoy free or heavily discounted sailings through a cruise line's casino program. One of the most common questions passengers ask is whether drinks are free in cruise ship casinos. Unlike many land-based casinos, complimentary drinks are not standard on most ships. However, there are exceptions. Frequent casino players can unlock free drinks as a loyalty perk on lines like Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Princess, Holland America, and Norwegian Cruise Line. Once you reach the qualifying tier, complimentary drinks are often available for an entire year. Some cruise lines, such as Virgin Voyages and Princess, also reward regular players with free drinks or even free cruise offers. Celebrity Cruises takes it further by giving free drinks to all active casino players. On luxury lines such as Silversea, Seabourn, and Regent Seven Seas, drinks are always included in the fare, meaning casino guests automatically enjoy complimentary beverages. As for regulations, cruise ship casinos operate under a mix of rules. They generally follow the laws of the country where the ship is registered, but gambling typically only opens once the vessel reaches international waters. For ships departing from U.S. ports, operations must also align with the cruise line's International Association CLIA standards. This means all gaming equipment must meet the same requirements as those set by recognized regulatory authorities, such as the Nevada Gaming Control Board. In addition, casinos are required to post house rules, betting limits, and ensure only adults can participate in gambling. Age restrictions vary slightly, depending on location. On most ships, the minimum age to gamble is 18. However, in certain regions like Alaska, the requirement increases to 21 for select cruise lines, including Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, and MSC cruises. Once you understand the age limits and rules that govern cruise ship casinos, the next question many passengers have is how money actually works when gambling at sea. Cruise ship casinos do accept cash for both slot machines and table games. For example, you can sit down at a slot machine and insert a $20 bill, which will then be converted into credits displayed on the screen. The value of those credits depends on the denomination of the machine. Alternatively, you can walk up to a roulette table, place $20 on the table, and receive chips in return. It's worth noting, however, that cash transactions at slot machines and table games are one way only, even if you win. Slot machines and dealers on cruise ships do not pay out in cash. Instead, when you finish playing, you'll either receive a printed voucher that you can redeem for cash at the cashier, or on some ships, your winnings may be credited directly to your onboard account. At table games, you'll need to take your chips to the cashier to cash them in. If you don't carry cash with you, ATMs are usually available in the casino or at guest services. Other alternatives to cash include paper credit vouchers that can be used like money at slots or tables, your onboard cruise card, free play credits deposited directly into your account, or even a line of credit arranged with the casino. In many cases, you can also charge gambling funds directly to your onboard account, just as you would for drinks at the bar or other services on the ship. Fees vary by cruise line, but generally, table games charge a service fee, while slot machines usually do not. On one of our cruises, for example, my husband requested funds from our onboard account at a blackjack table and was charged a 5% fee. Our ship wasn't set up to transfer funds directly from the onboard account to slot machines, though some ships allow this, so I had to visit the cashier to request a paper credit voucher before I could play. I wasn't charged any fees, although I would have been if I had requested cash instead. Both charges were ultimately added to our final onboard bill. Since slot machine play typically comes without extra fees, cruise ship casinos often impose rules on how quickly players can withdraw funds from the machines. These policies are meant to prevent guests from using slot machines as ATMs to pull out cash for table games or to access onboard credit extended by the cruise line or a travel agency. If you enjoy gambling, the casino onboard a cruise ship can be a fun way to spend a day or an evening at sea. Beyond the excitement of playing, many cruise lines even offer players clubs with special perks on board, and in some cases, even free cruises. However, remember that gambling should always have limits, and you need to take responsibility for your actions. Do you usually skip alcohol when cruising? Well, Carnival's latest change might be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for you. Carnival has just launched a brand new beverage package called Cheers Zero Proof, and it has nothing to do with alcohol. Sounds tempting, right? For about $30 a day, you'll get unlimited access to a wide range of non-alcoholic drinks, from soda, fruit juices, espresso coffee, smoothies, and milkshakes, to mocktails and even non-alcoholic champagne. Cheers. Zero Proof is a direct response to what we've heard from our guests who want a comprehensive non-alcoholic drink package when they cruise. This new package brings together the abundance of our alcohol-free refreshments with the flexibility and ease that our guests already enjoy with our other beverage packages, said Christine Duffy, president of Carnival Cruise Line. It's a perfect fit for guests interested in an alternative to our traditional Cheers package with additional variety compared to our bottomless bubbles soda package. For those who don't know or may have forgotten about the traditional Cheers package, it has long been a signature option on Carnival voyages, almost legendary for cruisers looking to make the most of their vacation at sea. Priced around $60 to $70 per day, passengers can enjoy wine, beer, cocktails, soda, espresso coffee, smoothies, and even bottled water without worrying about paying for each drink individually. The only limitation is that Carnival caps alcoholic beverages at 15 per day and requires all guests over 21 in the same cabin to purchase the package, something that often left non-drinkers feeling forced in. Perhaps that's why Carnival has now introduced a completely new option, Cheers Zero Proof. This non-alcoholic version caters to guests who want to enjoy premium drinks without the booze. At a price point of about $30 per day, specifically $29.99, it includes sodas, Coca-Cola products, juices, bottled water, still and sparkling, and coconut water, premium coffees and teas, zero-proof cocktails, non-alcoholic, alcohol-free beer, alcohol-free sparkling wine, frozen drinks, non-alcoholic, smoothies and bottled protein shakes, milkshakes, energy drinks. This new beverage package truly opens up opportunities for anyone who wants to have fun while maintaining a healthier lifestyle. Guests can already start adding the Cheers Zero Proof package to their upcoming sailings online, and it will also be available for purchase on board in the coming weeks. With this change, Carnival seems to have won over a certain segment of travelers, especially those who cannot or do not want to drink alcohol. Previously, non-drinkers were stuck with two extreme options: either pay nearly $70 a day for the alcoholic Cheers package, or go with the cheaper bottomless bubbles soda package, which was very limited, forcing them to pay extra for specialty coffee, smoothies, mocktails, or energy drinks. Now, for a reasonable $30 per day, passengers can freely enjoy sodas, coffee, mocktails, milkshakes, and many other premium beverages without worrying about rising costs. This is not only good news for those with health concerns or a no-alcohol lifestyle, but also brings more fairness for couples or groups with mixed preferences. With Cheers Zero Proof, Carnival has clearly listened to its guests and delivered a solution that's both cost-saving and diverse, making a cruise vacation feel more complete. Like other beverage packages, this one applies to the entire voyage and is per person. While there's no set maximum number of daily drinks, passengers are limited to ordering one zero-proof beverage at a time. There's no minimum age required to purchase Cheers Zero Proof, although some drinks, such as alcohol-free beer, sparkling wine, and zero-proof cocktails, are restricted to guests 21 and over. But is this truly a win for passengers, or just Carnival's latest strategy to squeeze a little more money from their guests? When Carnival brand ambassador John Heald revealed the new Cheers Zero Proof package on his Facebook page on September 4th, passengers naturally had a few questions. Beyond the cost of the package, many guests also wanted to know whether the introduction of this non-alcoholic option would loosen Carnival's strict rules around purchasing the traditional Cheers package. The rule currently states that if one adult in a cabin purchases Cheers, all other adults, 21 and over, in the same cabin must also purchase it. Can one adult in the room purchase Cheers Zero Proof while the other adult purchases regular Cheers? One of us does not drink alcohol, Mallory Gilson Peterson asked Heald. Unfortunately for many cruisers in the same situation, the answer is no. Guests will not be able to purchase Cheers Zero Proof if someone else in their cabin has purchased the alcoholic Cheers package. Carnival's Cheers policy still applies, meaning passengers will have to buy the more expensive Cheers package if another adult in their cabin buys it. In this case, Cheers Zero Proof cannot be used as a substitute for the traditional Cheers package. However, Carnival will not require all cabin mates to purchase Cheers Zero Proof if one guest does. This means that one adult can purchase Cheers Zero Proof, while another adult in the same cabin may opt out of any package and simply buy drinks individually from the menu if they wish. What do you think about this new beverage package and the rules that come with it? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. On the other hand, some guests who took a more neutral stance have mentioned that while they aren't completely satisfied with this change, they still find it more appealing than the sweet treats program Carnival announced just last month. This is a menu featuring hot donuts, beignets, and churros with an extra charge, shared by Carnival brand ambassador John Heald on his Facebook page. In his post, Heald reminisced about New Orleans sandwiches from his days as a cruise director and invited fans to share memories of beignets and Emeril Lagasse's restaurants on Carnival ships. However, nobody really cared about that. Instead, what everyone focused on was the price. Desserts that used to be free are now subject to a surcharge, ranging from $3 to $8. Specifically, a serving of donuts costs $4 for 2 pieces, or $8 for 5 pieces. Beignets are $3.50 for 4 pieces. Churros are $3 for 5 pieces, or $5 for 10 pieces. There's also a combo with 2 donuts and 4 beignets for $7. Carnival emphasized that basic pastries like muffins, croissants, or breakfast pastries at the buffet and main dining room remain free, and sweet treats is simply an optional upgrade for those who want a more special experience. Passenger reactions, however, were sharply divided. Nearly 5,000 comments poured in almost immediately. Many loyal cruisers with dozens of sailings under their belts were outraged, saying that charging extra for a donut on a cruise costing thousands of dollars was ridiculous, and undermined the all-inclusive concept that has long been a selling point of cruises. On forums, some worried that sooner or later even the main dining room meals will be charged separately. On the other hand, some guests argued that this was just an optional add-on, no one is being forced to buy it, and there are still plenty of free food choices on board. Behind the debate, the move clearly reflects Carnival's strategy, expanding revenue from ancillary services. Analysts point out that revenue from surcharges and add-ons now accounts for about 35% of the cruise industry's income. In short, Carnival is experimenting with turning small indulgences into new revenue streams. But whether guests see it as nickel and diming or simply as optional extras will determine the success of this strategy.